Okay, that's better. And we're back, and this is possibly going to be the last episode because I got a bad feeling. I don't know what James is up to. It's not here.
Why do you want... Wait, are you serious? How will you deal with it? I'm asking this because if even one of us deem your actions as a threat to the library, we would have to kill you. I think James will gladly settle for...
Yeah, that's what I figured. It was James.
James will probably leave you be as long as... I was afraid you'd say that. Let me Well, should the worst happen, it's good to know that you're home. Maybe the situation... Elena, for many reasons. Ones I won't delve... I don't like...
Well, there is something I do want to give him.
Look at that. Oh, I would... The point of making him admit his wrongs was precise. Now he died before we could... No, thank you. I am not ready to endanger all my efforts.
Well,
Yet the fact that you judged it could benefit me. Any kind of gratitude I could express would probably be asinine. Now...
I suppose I should offer him this. Oh, well, I can't.
Everything...
Shame I can't give him anything.
What?
What a shame. So here's my thoughts. James did kill his master, and he tried to frame everyone else. That's my guess. And we had the motive that, you know, he was destroying... The master was destroying all those books. Yeah. But here's the problem. I don't know where James is. And that's what worries me. Okay, I'll have to check everywhere now. Maybe I should ask that.
Hey there. Did you say something?
Wait, what? Sorry, what?
Hey there. Did you say something to James by any chance?
I just went to the living quarters. Hello, James.
Ah, here you are.
We need to talk.
So,
How did you know I discovered something?
this library is... Yes, I did. But let me... You've been very thorough. I'm relieved I don't have to... Initially, yes, for the guests. Then, for... Besides, I couldn't use weapons. Laser marks would have given away that one of us was a killer. You obviously... Since I don't know how you will react, I think the best thing to do... I came to respect your abilities.
So why didn't you come clean?
I'll be honest. I never thought you'd find enough clues. I didn't decide anything. My directives took over. When he made clear he intended to destroy the other books, He taught us that the life of one individual wasn't as important. You know, we killed several people, slavers. He dismissed all my doubts and questions, so I tried to compromise with my programming. Tried to find some gray. I was hoping that there was something, but that didn't last long. Arthur. He made me understand that our master wouldn't stop destroying books. That he told me that his old age and solitude brought him into dementia. So in my despair, she answered, unaware of the gravity of the situation. I couldn't. Soon as he could have deactivated. I forgot. Most of the time, all I know is that the books in the reserve, the ones you've been trading cards for, those are some of the books that Because asking... He wasn't content for our entire existence. When he began remodeling history by deeming what aspect of the past... Yes, I feared he wouldn't die right away. He died instantly. I couldn't let him. He just wouldn't stop ripping them. He couldn't... Endless. Just... Yes, we discussed, despite my protestations. Before we speak, Arthur has been aware of your every move since you entered the library. Because every door and every camera and... He doesn't want our guests to feel observed. That's the only way for... This is also why we only let a few select guests in, so that we may... During your investigations, you accessed restricted areas with unclear... His personality mod... Though he remains a... Your best bet now is to try and convince him that you're harmless. I already vouched for...
I see.
Let us hope that you will...
So the person who was talking to me was Arthur. Okay, that's actually funny. So the one who's been talking to me through the terminal was Arthur. That's what I figured. Hello, Roland.
Back for more? Remember... What? How the hell... Let me see. Don't you ever get tired? Oh, yeah. Why, you... Oh, here comes... That is God... There's that... Yeah, it's a nice story and all.
Alright.
I could... And you're gonna whether... Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what he says. We already know the answer. Still, things are getting creepier. Utility, I think system was this way. I'm not getting in there. Hello. Drop the act.
Checkmate, my friend.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, you know, this is the one time I'm gonna say I'm going to reset. Okay, fighting back is threatening him is the bad option. Fight back, he attacks. Fair enough. Okay, so I need to find a way to get him to talk. How do I convince him that I'm peaceful? Think. There is one thing. Okay, this is just an experiment. Okay, pulling out the gun and shooting it will not set him off. Good to know. Okay, think. Of course he won't talk to me. I think I'm gonna need some help with by MB. MB, I need your help.
Now,
Alright, so it's not these guys. Okay, not these guys. Think. Why don't we try Helena? Helena. Doesn't matter how you pronounce it. I need her help.
How may I help you? How may I help you?
It doesn't matter. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'm trapped. Also, that Nuka-Cola is running right through me. I'm getting worried. And of course, it's locked. I'm not getting out. Okay. Hey, hello. Oh, I didn't notice that. Huh. Only one more left. I don't know where it is. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I need to think. Okay. Alright, did some thinking. There's some stuff that I missed. I don't know. I'm gonna check out some of the other places that I may have missed. and then that'll help. Let's check out the Master's study, and then special quarters, and then maybe book dispenser. There's one thing I didn't say to him. Let's try this.
There is a reason.
Okay, that worked.
You are playing a dangerous game, human. If you demonstrate any intention to harm the library, and I've been...
Just some things I want to hear.
It's a sad affair you decided to play the detective in the current situation. Your petty curiosity for other people's... Because my master... I don't know if you've realized, but our master... I can only suspect one of them couldn't give straight answers. In time, though, I learned that these stories I was programmed to tell were... I learned something my cousins never did. Our master lived, the slavers died. Even now I have no doubt our master... Another thing I learned is that ultimately our master was the same. He didn't have the... Only ignoramuses would make generalizing the slavers, Darren, Dexter, the Ghoul, and Piper. Darren was pathetic. Never mind the fact that he felt he had to take a stance. He thought he could stay here indefinitely. Then you arrived. So I told him that I suggested that you were probably the scout from a gang. I didn't imagine he would be so distressed and afraid of me. It's a good thing I wasn't aware he was going to kill himself. My director... all mouth and trousers. Despite the fact he was a Brotherhood of Steel scribe, his curiosity was dreadful. He wasn't looking for knowledge. If we presented him with the books he was looking for, he would have... So when he came here to consult my databases, I was expecting his chapter to send some other people to pillage everything of use. I understand there have been... Piper. She survived. She's the one who sowed the first seeds of doubt in our master's mind. Yes, I know I didn't mention Cecilia. I share the eagerness. Yes. Yes. It was because he was a... When those slavers took interest in biochemical weaponry, cybernetics, I had to act. While I support the idea that knowledge is not for everyone, destroying the books. Countless millennia ago, your ancestors crawled out of them, successful as they were. Their needs began as their societies grew. Their cries became words. Generations after another they bequeathed, carefully carving on tablets again and again this legacy, the culmination of this endless quest, this library. Do you know what Otto da Fe?
Sorry, what?
Massive. Not too long before the Great War, encouraged by their government, people began, as if ageless wisdom was something to be freely... At the time, the terms they used to qualify these offensive content, so they began to assemble, gathering books, discuss, and so, with all that, so they could avoid being... It is a petty, yet natural reaction of a crowd, really. Why should... Don't think I don't know.
Trying to scrape up everything you could.
Food,
money, weapons, medicine.
Going through every nook and cranny to find something of use.
Eagerly reading books with all kinds of unsavory military knowledge.
And for what? To become a better person. To learn something about the world.
No. It was not about knowing oneself better. It was about getting revenge. Getting the edge over your enemies in the Mojave.
You have no respect for... Let me be clear. You meddled too deep in our affairs. Took a persistent interest in the death of our master. You're a possible threat. And until I have... For the rest... Let me tell you something about me. By the time you... After filtering out 93% of those you lack the faculties to comprehend, I select the one all the while processing. So... Wrong. Machines are... I'm a far better caretaker than he was. I'm beginning to seriously doubt your capacity for rational debate. Perhaps... And why would I let you... Nothing I saw you do. I will make it clear, and with your misguided... And that...
Well, I guess I lost.
About time. But there's no rush.
I lost.
The courier relinquished his freedom as the library's door closed on him. Though he had not lost hope of seeing the sun once again, this imposed seclusion progressively took a heavy toll on the courier's shoulders. And though the library had all the necessary accommodations, the courier went through several difficult crises. During one of his worst episodes, the courier was irreparably maimed. That was not too long before he finally got to terms with his seclusion. And so, under Arthur's benevolent watch, the courier, at last, began to educate himself, carve his own way through mankind's legacy. He studied tirelessly, delved into the collection with renewed appetite, as if he wanted to forget the outside world. After a while, Arthur came to acknowledge his progress, and allowed him to compile his own research and studies within his databases. His contributions were significant, to say the least. But with this accumulation of knowledge, a new regret was born, a new wound, a new abyss of frustration. The frustration that all he had learned here would never be used for the greater good. He eventually died of old age, with the irreconcilable regret of never seeing his own wisdom shared with another person.
Not a good way to end. I mean, that's pretty sad. Yeah, why don't we try that again? I mean, I don't want to end on a downer. I mean, even ending in a shootout would be alright.
Oh, I did it.
Looks like I can go through all this quickly.
Yes. Yes. Count. Kept again. This. Has so and all one. Don't think I don't. Trying to scrape. No, you. Let me. Let me tell you something. After filtering all, so if it wasn't for me, how could you think? Ah, I was one. No amount of simply consider history, my and so and with your. Do you really think they're applying? I'm sorry. Don't be hard on yourself now. Making that.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't think that would work.
And. No. Then let's.
Well, I guess we're gonna fight back. Again, not the right ending I wanted. See what the ending is when I get the hell out of here. Damn it. Must be a way to turn him off. I can't talk to him. Can't exactly shoot him. Now can I? I have expected him to say, okay, that's very annoying. This isn't quite the ending I want to do either. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Roland.
So, how may I...
I don't know how to win. Huh. Those cards, and none of the blue books are in here. Annoyance. Okay. Take 3. Alright, why don't we just try this?
As Jacket, this. Do you know what? So the and all one. Don't think. Go eat and no. Let me be clear. You. Let all so. And what? Don't lecture me about your. There is no. Don't make me. Am I implying that humans have to work to become? Yes. If it means what man brilliant enough, then even yes. I don't like. And what? Then show me. Tell me one occurrence where my personality module took the. You are right. I assume nourishing doubts when they are. I've been set on this course of action for a while now, and I have doubted every word. I've been. In the end, this personality has been here. Do you see it? I never understood why humor was some kind.
Alright. Now, let's finish this. Let's talk to James. And let's finally end our last Fallout New Vegas Let's Play. I feel kind of sad.
So, did you decide? I'm not a... Ha! You're harsh indeed. It is not an enviable fate.
Look at this.
You entered our That's... Our master really made that. It's of no importance.
I think it's
I am a machine.
Punishment.
I will stay here. Goodbye, Wasteland.
access to every room, I guess. Might as well take a look. Okay, every door here I've already accessed.
Back for more? Remember...
Don't need to talk to him. I guess I won't be able to finish Helena's thing. Because I couldn't do anymore. Now then, what's in the armor? People, this is the end.
After the courier's departure, more and more people came to Hypatia, glad they could learn something that they would exploit to further their ends. Inevitably, the library suffered. With no more food stocks and barely any amenities to speak of, the flow of visitors soon dried up. Despite the vigilance of its denizens, countless books were ruined, profaned, or freely borrowed, as they would put it. But despite the countless abuse the library of Hypatia suffered, she nevertheless impregnated the minds of countless people. People who would bear its invaluable and otherwise forgotten fruits into the wasteland.
Now severed from his personality module's influence, Arthur resumed his duties with quiet impartiality. He kept a functional eye on the library's well-being, and also continued to answer any questions he was asked, though without embellishment. Arthur was no more, and in his stead was a peaceful machine that provided clear answers when they were needed.
James stayed in the library and, despite his ever-going guilt, continued to assume his charge with resilience. As the years went by, he realized his experience with the courier provided him with the much-needed wisdom in his dealings with the other human beings. Each of them had their own agenda, and though they weren't as multifaceted as the courier, they were a challenge in their own right. He fulfilled his mission until his end came.
Helena continued to explore her own synthetic psyche. She often found clarity reading and rereading large quantities of novels, and in long conversations with the maintenance bot. Her occasional patients were also a great help for her. She had some success in tweaking her priorities and programming, and even succeeded in modifying her personality in order to fit her own desires and aspirations. Yet this was never quite enough for her to believe that she had a genuine soul. Eventually, her extensive work on herself made her wise far beyond that of common mortals and machines. She helped her patients discover themselves in ways she never suspected was possible. In the end, that made it all more worthwhile than any other spiritual quest.
Now free to take on the whole Mojave with his award-winning personality, Roland set out to playfully humiliate the inhabitants of this world. Pushing them to the very edge of suicide, but stopping short, only because he was a good guy.
Aww.
Over time, things went more or less expected, and the Wastelanders didn't quite respond favorably to Roland's altruistic evangelism.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
Roland ended up badly beaten, dismantled for parts, and tossed down into a rocky ravine and left to rot more than he had hoped.
Guess it was a mistake to let him go.
And he had hoped it would only happen 24 or so times.
Really?
And yet, against all odds, a kind soul came along every single time and hauled his broken and mangled body from that hopeless ravine and repaired him back to working order. Perhaps there is hope in this world.
Perhaps there is.
Or maybe it was that message he scrawled on his hull that read, "Super duper treasure in databank. Fix for free treasure map." That had something to do with it.
Okay.
After the courier's departure, the maintenance bot's return, and Robson's demise, Edgard began to think really hard. A lot, a bit too much to be honest, happened in a short span of time, and for the first time, he asked himself if it was right for him to hide away. With Helena's help and the maintenance bot's guidance, Edgard progressively forgot his own inadequacy. And though he remained that strange little oddball, he nevertheless found his place in the library by becoming a teacher for young children.
Aww.
Though his teaching skills were practically non-existent, he did provide endless amusement to the children he was in charge of.
That's still nice.
After a while, the young ones discovered that enlightenment wouldn't come from Edgard's poor tutelage, but from their own curiosity. Edgard's joyful spirit, and even his teaching, was able to produce a safe space for learning. Where they could learn, at their own pace, that knowledge is nothing to be intimidated about.
The maintenance bot resumed his numerous duties with his usual stoicism. His dry, methodical work would ensure that the library's timeless collection would endure with the passing of time. On the occasion, he would help Helena in nursing Edgard back to some semblance of mental health. Inspired by the latter's progress, and his own stimulating exchanges with the courier, he began keeping most of his thoughts to himself, now trusting others' abilities to come up with their own conclusions. His constant occupations and occasional mentoring, coupled with a strict self-discipline, brought him an unshakable inner peace. And though he never forgave his master's poor choices and misguided tyranny, he still quietly mourned his death. As for the courier, it was now time for him to resume his quest. While Hypatia had been a strange step in his journey, he couldn't shake the feeling that it set something right within him.
Yeah.
Strange feeling, as if something that was previously dormant was now hatching within. These machines had struggled with their own sentience to become more than what they were. In fact, he was not so different. He was also seeking himself, and maybe that meant becoming something different as well. All that mattered was to set himself in motion, and by leaving the library, that's what he began to do.
Now that was satisfying. I feel satisfied. I really do. Do I get any new perks? Well, I guess that's a great way to end my last Fallout New Vegas Let's Play with a crash. Bethesda, never change. Oh wait, no, this was Obsidian. Well, it still uses the same engine, but... Alright. I'm going to be honest. I love Fallout. I really hope Fallout 4 will live up to the hype. I really, really do. I just can't wait. So again, last Fallout New Vegas Let's Play. And then we'll move on to... We're going to Boston. I'm Brent Tenkage. I will see you later. Farewell.